Meantime, a new report by Airline Weekly ranks the most profitable airlines in the world. But you might be surprised by the airlines at the top of the profit pack. Is it the refined elegance of Singapore Air? Maybe the grand luxury of Emirates? Or how about the detailed perfection of ANA? No. Seth Kaplan is the man behind the report. He is managing partner of Airline Weekly, and he joins us now. You would have thunk that it would have been one of these, highfalutin airlines. It's not.
It's not. The highest operating margin, so sort of standardizing airlines for different sized airlines around the world. In the U.S., it's Spirit. After that, Allegiant, and if you ask people, would you rather fly Spirit or JetBlue? I mean, they'll all tell you, I'd rather fly JetBlue. So you say, well, how does Spirit do so well? And the answer really is giving people what they pay for, but not more than that. It costs a lot more money to deliver what JetBlue or what Virgin America deliver, and they're not getting compensated for it.
How is it possible? I'm on the Spirit website right now. They have a promotion called MOAS, the mother of all savings, or something like this. They've got a $9 fare club. I don't want to know how they make money, do I?
Well, they make money by guaranteeing safe travel, and that's about it. And anything else that you want, you pay for. And they've really taken this unbundling, as airlines call it, to an extreme. Even just a seat assignment, saying I want to sit in a particular seat, for them, that's an extra. Whereas, again, if you think about some of those other airlines, and JetBlue is really the example of the most bundled airline, where everybody on the flight gets, the satellite TV, a free checked bag, lots and lots of legroom, which, by the way, is about the most expensive thing of all, because when you don't have as many people on the flight, you have those same fixed costs, the cost of that expensive airplane, the same two pilots, but you don't get to divide those costs among as many passengers. And so if you have some of the people on that flight who either don't have enough money or just don't care about all those extras to truly pay for them, you're not going to make as much money.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I've flown Spirit Airlines, and the sticker price, the $9 or whatever it is that you see is absolutely not what you end up paying. Essentially, you end up having to pay for pretty much everything, including almost the air that you breathe. And it almost ends up costing about the same as another airline. It's just that you've been lured in by the cheap price, is what is my personal experience. But anyway, I want to ask you which the least profitable airlines are and why.
Well, in the world, none of them, by the way, and this is significant, are in the U.S. or Canada. A big change from a decade ago when U.S. airlines were looking around the world and saying, how do we match Singapore Airlines, as you mentioned, or an airline like Air France, which at that time were doing much better. The airlines that are the least profitable particularly come from Southeast Asia, and that's because of something you mentioned just a minute ago in the last segment, United trying to better match supply with demand. Over there, they're not doing that. Supply has gotten way ahead of demand. So Malaysia Airlines, especially because of course, the incidents that they've had, but also airlines like Pakistan International, the least profitable in the world by this measure.
Just quickly, what United is doing, and I know Delta and a couple of others have done it as well, matching supply with demand. It seems like perfect sense, Seth, but I understand that airlines didn't do that traditionally, historically. Why not? It seems so logical.
It does, and they always sort of took for granted that low season meant low fares. After all, not as many people want to fly, but they've sort of turned that on its head, and they've realized low season does mean low demand, but you could get the same fares that you get during high season, more or less. You just have to fly a lot less to do it. And, so if not as many people want to fly in February as in July, fly less in February. If not as many people want to fly on Tuesday as on Monday, fly less on Tuesday. And if you look at an airline like Delta, for example, which has done a good job turning itself around the past several years, they do that literally day by day. Their schedule is very different. A big difference from how things used to be, back when everybody thought the way to make money in the industry was to keep the airplane in the air.
We have to go, but do you think that the end of no legroom is fine? Are we at peak uncomfortability for airlines? Are we going to have to sit lotus flower style position in the seats from now on?
Well, yeah, the airlines that are the densest in terms of configuration are at their limit for a very simple reason. There are FAA limits as to how many seats you put on the plane. Yeah, and when you mentioned Spirit, they are actually right up against that limit. It has to do with how quickly you can evacuate a plane.
See, I hate government regulation unless it benefits me.
Absolutely, don't we all?
Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you.